Yo, what's good, everybody? Before we get into the video, I just want to say I apologize for being gone, but I'm slowly going to be doing what ifs as content, but temporarily. But even after I'm done doing it temporarily, I will still have a bunch more what ifs planned, and I will have them uploaded. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Roll the intro.
Shot what you did.
Hey, catch him in traffic, go ape and gorilla. Pull up, we scoring like Damian Lillard. He say he ain't me anyway. Ain't he a killer? This clip make him dance like he making a thriller. So much he just making it realer. Was tough on the net, now his face in the sweatshirt. Little boy quarterback, keep throwing bullets. Hot shit in his stomach, start baking his liver.
Have an ice king guy, right? So I decided to think about what if Naruto was like Sub-Zero, meaning Naruto's gonna be way much stronger than Haku. So yeah. Okay. So the story gonna start off something like this, right? So Naruto would be born and all that, right? Yeah, we get that. Nothing changes when he's born, mind you. Nothing changes. Like nothing changes. The only thing that's gonna change, like one tiny thing, is that Minato is naturally an ice user. But since Minato, let's say Minato overripped that with all of his flying, Raijin, and teleportation jutsu and speed instead of succumbing to his ice release. So yeah. But anyways, so Naruto would be 7 years old, and Hiruzen would be ready to enroll Naruto into the academy. And as all this went down, Naruto would be ready and excited for the academy. The next day, Naruto would walk to the academy, and the only thing that Naruto would, like, as he would be walking, right, the only thing that Naruto would even think about is who he would meet. And as he walked into the academy, he sees a boy that instantly piques his interest, but the boy's stare and gaze was cold. And when the boy looked at Naruto, the boy instantly realized who Naruto was the son of. But seeing that Naruto was the son of the late fourth Hokage, the boy would also feel Naruto's pain, seeing that he too lost his family. And so as all this went down, Naruto would go sit beside the boy, and they would exchange names. The boy would say, "Hey, my name's Sasuke Uchiha, what's yours?" And Naruto would reply with, "Hey, my name's Naruto Uzumaki." And so, as all this went down, this is when Naruto would walk in, but not before two girls, one with pink hair and one with blonde, would run in the room, fighting over who gets to sit by Sasuke Uchiha, the Uchiha prodigy. And so as all this went down, this is when Sakura would walk up to Naruto and be like, "Hey, that's my seat." And Naruto would be like, "Get lost." And so Sakura, Naruto's cold and dismissive gaze would just simply get lost. Like that's all she could do. But yeah, as all this happened, right? This is when the Jonin would walk in. The Jonin that would be the teacher for the rest of the year until they get assigned to senseis. Meaning, this would be a Ruka that would walk in, right? Ruka would be like, "Yo, class, settle down, settle down. My name is Ruka, and I'm glad to be your Jonin sensei for the year. And I'm gonna take a roll call before I start." He would call out the other names, but more specifically be intrigued to hear the voices of Naruto and Sasuke. He would say, "Sasuke Uchiha." Sasuke would be like, "Here," in a cold and uncanny voice. And Naruto, he would be like, well, after Ruka said, "Naruto Uzumaki," Naruto would say, "Here," but his gaze the thing that threw Ruka off. It was more like you can also see Ruka as weak below him. And Ruka would just think that since he's the Hokage's son, it is what it is. So as all this went down, this is when Ruka would announce that they would be doing some sparring, or light sparring I should say, in some shuriken kunai target practice. They would all go up to the back, right? And so Naruto and Sasuke would go last. Sasuke scored 5 out of 5. Naruto, not Sasuke was shooting up like that. He would also score 5 out of 5. And so this is when they move into the sparring. Choji, Shikamaru have their match and all that. Sakura, have their match with Chun and press Sasuke and blah 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 blah. Now at this point of Naruto and Sasuke's meet and greet, they have already seen each other as not even rivals, but as brothers. Even though not by blood, but if God be the glory, if somehow they were related, if that were to be the case, then they would see it to be perfect for each other, because Naruto and Sasuke aren't that much different, but that much alike either. But at the same time, they might as well be siblings otherwise. But so as all this went down, Naruto would be called up and he would step into the ring. So would Sasuke. And they would put up a little sign, and as it says Hajime, this is when they both would rush forward. Sasuke rushing forward, but Naruto realized that Sasuke is smart. He wouldn't just rush him at first. But Sasuke also realized that Naruto's smart. He wouldn't rush him at first either. They both would be sitting there silently behind the shadow clones that ran into each other, clashing and instantly dispersed on impact. And so as all this went down, Naruto and Sasuke would stare at each other and would rush at each other. And Naruto would be so surprised by the two boys' IQ that he would totally forget about even trying to stop or intervene in the fight. So he wouldn't care at that point. Like, he would just be trying to watch with anticipation running through his veins. And so as all this went down, Naruto and Sasuke would clash in midair and start just doing random at this point. Like, they would just start doing some random stuff or some acrobatics while they were fighting. And then they pull out combos. And this attracted a lot of people. Basically, I mean, seeing the prodigy of the Uchiha clan and the fourth Hokage's son fight in a sparring match is everyone's dream at this point. So as all this went down, the whole village is already watching. Spectators piled up like rabid dogs, basically. And so as all this happened, Sasuke and Naruto's movements got faster and faster and faster. And then they both would jump back in a wild clash that would send even the wind flying back. So they would go backflip, but still in the arena. And so this is when Sasuke would do a fireball jutsu. And this would be a very, very, very massive fireball, something that could set a whole entire forest ablaze in just a single second. But as all this happened, Naruto, he's a quick thinker. His reaction time is also fast and highly skilled, especially even for a person who's not even a Genin or even ranked yet as a hero. But Naruto, he would make a big ice glacier, but not on purpose. He would mostly it would be an instinct to him to just move his hand upward, and just out of nowhere a big thick ice glacier comes out beaming in the sunlight, and this surprised and shocked everybody. But Sasuke still stayed and remained in focus. And as all this went down, Sasuke would take this time as Naruto distracted behind the ice glacier to blitz forward through the ice glacier. He would try to kick Naruto, but the Naruto that he kicked was a shadow clone. And upon impact, the shadow clone would dissipate. So that means at the slightest touch of Sasuke's toe, the shadow clone dissipated. And Sasuke would envy Naruto force him to his kicks, so he wouldn't be able to stop, and this would also inevitably and unfortunately lead into his defeat and him flying out the ring, crashing into a fence. But as this happened, Naruto would be standing there in the ring and would whisper in Iruka's ear saying he's the winner. But then, before Sasuke could hit the fence and get any more velocity going, this is when Naruto would blitz at blinding speeds at an alarming rate that even Jones or Hokages would even wish to master. But as this happened, Naruto would catch Sasuke, flip him over onto his feet, making him safe and sound, making sure he couldn't hit anything. As all this went down, Sasuke looked at Naruto and just had a look in his eyes of gratefulness and love. And Naruto would have the same look, but not in a weird way for y'all weirdos out there. Be real, not in a weird way. So just get that out your head, brother. But yeah, so as all this went down, Naruto would be deemed the winner. Every girl, every boy, everybody there would just be looking at Naruto with like a look of what the hell just happened. But even as all this went down, Naruto didn't pay that any attention, and neither did Sasuke. And that's whatever. Sasuke is very, very different and very more mature and less power hungry even after his whole clan got murdered. But he knows the pain and suffering of being alone. And to have somebody that also suffered the same fate as him that can relate. And yeah, Sasuke is not gonna be the same way. So they would both go out for ramen together. Like, you couldn't catch these two lacking at all. These two would be with each other 24/7. Like, these two would be like brothers, inseparable. Like, you would think these two were related to how much they hang out. Like, you would think they live with each other right now. The only time that they don't see each other is when they walk home. And that's simply because the Chia compound is by the school, is by the academy. And Naruto's place is basically damn near all the way across the village, and that's simply because Hokage wasn't trying to get that one out of his arms. But anyways, as all this happened, Naruto and Sasuke would make the decision one day to just become roommates. Like, what's stopping them? And so as all this went down, Naruto and Sasuke would go to the Hokage and would be like, yo, give us some money, give us a place to live, give us some food, so we can do it. And Hokage would just look at Naruto and Sasuke, but one of the Amba members would step up, but before the Amba member could say anything about how they talked to Lord Naruto, or Lord Third, I should say, this is when Naruto would say, hey, alright. He would give them basically way more money than how much an S-rank mission is. And so that's when they would just buy this big ass place. Like, I'm not even joking. When I say this place is big, it's massive. Like, I would say it's at least a good mansion size place. But the rent is cheap, if you can even call it that. Because the only reason why they don't have to pay much, like they only have to pay like 100 euros, and that's simply because Naruto and Sasuke realized it, but that's actually where Naruto lived when he was a baby, or where his parents lived, I should say. But anyways, as all this went down, Naruto and Sasuke looked at their new home, and they would smile, and they would get straight to cleaning and everything. They would finally finish organizing their room, and they would even go out shopping for groceries and everything, still having some money left over, even after paying all the rent and paying off the house. And that would also mean that they don't have to worry about paying rent, so they can just work and get money without having to spend it as soon as they get it. So as all this went down, Naruto and Sasuke would decide to go out in the forest, right? Like the forest of death, right? Would just decide to go out and would like just try and get some, food. Since they like it depends for them too. Since they don't want to spend as much money on animal, all that, animal meat in Naruto world is expensive as hell. Y'all can look that shit up. So they would go hunting for them, right? Pause. They would go hunting for their own food, even though they bought groceries like tomatoes, vegetables, and all that shit, and ingredients that you gotta cook with. So as this went down, they would be hunting for food. They would kill several animals, snakes, bears, tigers, so you name it, birds. It don't really matter. As they come to a halt on their massacre of getting food, that's when they would see a man walk up to them with purple slits, like purple makeup under his eyes and all that, right? And his tongue sticked out like a snake. His skin is pale. And this would be more the person of Orochimaru. And as this happened, Orochimaru would see Sasuke and instantly try to bite him. But Sasuke, his reaction time is fast, but Naruto is faster. And as this happened, Naruto would simply just intervene and punch the living daylights out of Orochimaru. And so as all this went down, Orochimaru got dazed and shocked. And he also even got paralyzed due to Naruto's sudden burst of strength and power. Orochimaru just feel the power. This demonic aura from the Nine Tails radiating off of Naruto. But this is when Naruto would hear Kurama's voice for the first time and say, Kurama would say, "Listen here, boy. I like you. You're not like any of my previous owners, but I will tell you this much. Since I'm fond of you, and I envy the way that you carry yourself and live life, I'll help you out. I'll fully give you control over my power, or at least as much as you can handle. As long as you promise not to use my power for bad, or to use me in general. Just don't use my power for anything bad." Naruto would hear that voice, but he would already have done his research and studies upon the Nine Tails. He would be like, "Deal." And this is when Naruto would grow 5 tails. And Naruto, his control over his own chakra nature is so far beyond and above Hokage level control that it's just not even funny. It's not even funny. Naruto is just a fucking beast. But that's how this went down. This is when Naruto would blitz at Orochimaru at literally, it seems, beyond the speed of light. And would instantly just destroy Orochimaru. Then this is when Naruto would create 1,000 shadow clones. And Sasuke would follow suit. And they would just jump Orochimaru like they would just jump him. Like there's nothing Orochimaru would do. He can't fight back. And after this, Naruto would see a curse mark on Orochimaru's neck. And this would be the same curse mark that Orochimaru would try to plant on Sasuke, that he can also be resurrected from. And so as others went down, Naruto and Sasuke would say, "Alright, well, we gotta do something about that curse mark. We need to come back." They already put the dots together. Like that's how big their IQ is. Like that's how much IQ and brain smarts that they have. As all this happened, right? Naruto would put a seal, put a seal to Orochimaru's neck and cover the curse mark, right? And it would also be temporarily blocked. So if Orochimaru were to die, he wouldn't come back. But seeing that the curse mark only lasts, seeing that the curse mark only lasts for 3 days, this would also mean that after that release is up, Orochimaru would be able to do as he pleased, and they weren't having it. So as this all went down, Naruto and Sasuke would look at each other and go way out the village, like far from the village. And that's the reason being is because they would go on a hunt, trying to find all of the sound ninja. Like, not all of the sound ninja. What is it called? The sound four? I think it's called the sound four. Yeah, the sound four, right? Or whatever. Like the group that Orochimaru placed the curse marks on, that way they could fight them and kill them, basically. That way they could kill them so Orochimaru doesn't come back. So as all this went down, not Orochimaru. So as this went down, a couple hours would go by and Naruto and Sasuke wouldn't be reported missing. Like, they genuinely wouldn't be reported missing, simply because the Hokage already knows everything. The Hokage was the one who basically set this up in the way. So as all this went down, Naruto and Sasuke would find Orochimaru's hideout, but this one would be a setup. And as all this went down, they would walk inside and instantly get hit with just anything at this point. Boulders, spikes, you name it, and they would not go in there. Like, Naruto would instantly just get into Naruto's mood and destroy that shit. And when he realized nothing was there, then yeah, this is when they go further into the forest and out, and basically on the out, not even outskirts of the village, like way beyond. And this is when they would make it to the land of the rice paddies, right? Now, if I'm being honest, Naruto and Sasuke's speed and agility are far beyond anything that Naruto could have. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. They're broken, so like I have to put it that way. Even for Sasuke to keep up, so he's broken too. But anyways, Naruto and Sasuke would eventually make it there and would find another one of Orochimaru's hideouts. And this one being the real thing. And this is when they would both run into the what's the name? The the two twins, right? Like the two twins who basically like share a body. Yeah, that's who they would run into. And they would like look at him and then look at him. This would be like, you're not going any further. And then Naruto and Sasuke would say, good, because we're here to kill you and the rest of your friends. And this is when they would blitz at each other. Like all three of them would just blitz at each other. In Naruto and Sasuke. And Sasuke would throw Naruto up. And Naruto would come from down. Like he would plant his feet on the ceiling and push himself down, going at an insanely fast speed. But due to the curse's energy and power, this means that the dude was able to keep, the twin that shared a body was able to keep up. So she would split her body in half, making the other twin have their own control of their own body. And this means it would be a 2v2. Naruto, after 15 minutes of struggling, he would finally kill his twin. And Sasuke would do the same. And as all this went down, they go deeper and deeper into the layer. But before they can even make it halfway, this is when they're stopped by, y'all know that dude who got like a rock for an arm? I think that's what it's like. Something like that. A rock for an arm or something like that. With the orange hair, yeah, that's what they would run into. And I'm not gonna lie, since he's weaker, they would easily fold him. Like there's no competition in that for them. Then after this, right, as all this went down, they would run into they would run into the last person, and I can't remember who it is, but they would they would run into the last person, and they would fold him. They would fold her too. Like they would fold it's the wind girl, my bad. They would fold the absolute life out of that wind user. I mean, not the wind user, the music girl with the flute. They would fold her. Like, all they had to do was just, like, for Naruto and Sasuke, they had control over their complete existence, their body, their brains, everything. So they made themselves deaf, but due to Naruto's healing factor of, like, the Nine Tails, because of that, he could easily heal and regenerate. So he would just put a kunai to his ear, stab his eardrum out. But as the Nine Tails was healing, this is when they would fight, and Naruto would fool that girl. And then they would see Kabuto as they walked it like another 4 miles leaving into the lair after killing her. And Kabuto was the last one who had the curse mark. They didn't know that, but Kabuto showed it. They were shocked because they thought it was them. Because they knew about the Sound Floor, but they didn't think that it was just, like, they thought it was just them who had the curse mark, but they guess it wasn't. And Kabuto would be the actual final boss. Like, he would be the actual threat and challenge. As all this went down, Kabuto would turn into a big ass snake and would use Sage Mode at the same time. And would just move at blinding speeds. And he would try to eat them. But Naruto and Sasuke would let themselves be eaten. And as they this is going to sound very, very weird, and I'm going to regret it because I know how y'all isn't accomplished, but it is what it is. So as they're inside the Kabuto's stomach, right, Naruto and Sasuke would be like, alright, listen, we gotta make the biggest combo attack we've ever made before. And they was like, alright, bet we on it. And so as all this went down, Naruto and Sasuke would be like, just thinking, and then Naruto would get an idea, and he would be like, let's do the Rasengan. And then he would realize Sasuke can't do the Rasengan. So Naruto would take this time to just do a simple Rasengan, but then would tell Sasuke to pump his energy into the Rasengan as well. So Sasuke would put his hand under Naruto and just focus and pump his chakra into the Rasengan. And Naruto would even take some of the Nine Tails chakra too and pump it into the Rasengan. And then they would both jump up together and destroy Kabuto's stomach. And as Kabuto bleeds out, he does the little, like, y'all know the little scene where they were in Orochimaru's lair and Kabuto did that little heart plant jutsu thingy where he was squeezing Naruto's heart with his hair. Yeah, that's basically how it is. And he would do that to Naruto. Not Naruto, Sasuke. And so as he did this to Sasuke, Kabuto really thought he had him like that, because he was like, if I go down, one of y'all at least goes down with me. But that's not how it went. So as these events happened, right, Naruto seen the little screen that they have to cut, even though it's made out of Kabuto's chakra. Kabuto's like, you can't cut this game, da 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 da. Naruto didn't give a fuck about that. Naruto simply just lifted his finger. He would lift his finger, and the Nine Tails chakra would be like coated in it, and so would his own chakra, plus his ice release, plus his Sub-Zero like abilities, and he would just slice through it. And this would be basically the end of the Kabuto, or the Orochimaru mission arc, I should say. So as they're walking out of the lair, as they got 1 more mile to go, they would see Orochimaru. Orochimaru would be like, y'all ain't going anywhere. And so as all this went down, this is when Naruto and Sasuke would look at each other and say, this is where this video is ending. I got y'all with part 2. I love y'all. Peace.